Hello everyone, PL Stewart here, back on my channel, The Drowned Kingdom Saga, and this is essentially a continuation of a video I made yesterday. Yesterday I made my TBR for 2026 in terms of my traditionally published science fiction and fantasy books that I want to read. This is the video where I let you know what my TBR will be for my indie slash self-pub slash small press science fiction and fantasy books that I want to read in 2026. Again, same caveat as the last video. This is an aspirational list. I hope to get all these books. They're quite a lot. On the indie side, the books are more than double what I have for the traditionally published books. That just so happens predominantly because I was so blessed to receive a lot of physical arcs from indie authors in the past few years. I also attended several cons, including Worldcon in Glasgow in 2024, and then this year in Seattle in 2025. So I picked up a bunch of books. For example, this year in Seattle, Worldcon, where there was the previous year, the awesome Palmer Pickering, who I'm going to actually mention because some of her books are in my TBR here. She and people like Mike Malman, I think Palmer is the overall kind of like the steward of it. They run what's called the Freebies Lounge, where authors can leave their copies of their books there for people who want them. And of course, the place is just packed with people who want to get those books. So I was fortunate enough to get some of those books as well. So that only added to the indie stack. So that's why there's so many more indie books than traditionally published books. But indie authors are great, as we know. I'm one, so that's all a great thing. Hey, and I see who joined, the wonderful Alicia from Bring the Books. Always a great day to see Alicia. I call her my sister from another mother. We share the same birthday. Alicia is a wonderful booktuber. Check out her channel. I've been so privileged that she's been willing to host deep dives into the books of my Drowned Kingdom Saga series. The most recent one we had, of course, was about book 5, A Pack of Wolves. So Alicia is the host, and we're also joined by Jen and Epic Italis, also wonderful, awesome bloggers and booktubers, etc. So check that out if you're able to get spoiled. If you've read, I believe we started this deep dive with Lord and King. We'd have previous deep dives on Steve Talks Books channel, and then Alicia, I believe. Oh no, that's not true. We did start with the Drowned Kingdom. I apologize. We did start with the Drowned Kingdom on Alicia's channel. We have deep dives for all the books in the series. My memory's getting fuzzy here. Forgive me. That's part of getting old. So we did start on Alicia's channel from book 1 onwards. We've done book 5, and hopefully she'll be wanting to do book 6 with Epic and Jen sometime next year when it's released. So but Alicia's awesome. So thanks for stopping by to see this, Alicia. This is the indie TBR that I have set up for next year. So I also want to provide the other disclaimer that I made in the TBR video for the Trad published books, in that I separate indie from trad, not because I believe that one or the other is better, or that the manner in which a book is published has any bearing whatsoever on how well it's written. I just separate them to shine a light on more books, to get more books, especially for things like top lists, so I can highlight more books. That's my particular way of doing it. Doesn't mean that it's right. It's just that's what I do. So again, there's a list for the trad books I want to read next year, and this is the indie list. So that is what I've done. So Alicia says, yeah, about 2 years ago we started. Wow, yeah, I guess so. And she says, without question, she's so ready for book 6. I don't know. Are you, Alicia? I don't know. This book 6 is absolutely bonkers. I just hope you like it, but it's absolutely bonkers. So I hope you enjoy it. But thank you so much again for all you do in supporting my work, Alicia. It means so much to me. So thank you. You are awesome. Okay, so let's get started. So again, a lot of books here. I want to go through this as expeditiously as possible, but still, allowing some time to highlight the books a bit. So I want to start out the same way I started out from my video on traditionally published science fiction fantasy books that I want to read in 2026 by starting out with saying that all of these books, I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'm so excited to read them all. And again, I'm so blessed. Some of them are ARCs, some of them are books I got in the freebie launch, some of them are books that the author so generously sent to me, offered to send to me. So thank you so much, wonderful indie author, for doing that. It really does. I really feel humbled at that. So this doesn't mean that I don't want to read all these books, because I really do. But I think I have to start off, as I did with the last video, with my most anticipated indie read for 2026. What I'm, that's in that echelon. I've been wanting to get to this book and this author for so long. Had the pleasure of meeting him in Worldcon in Seattle over the last few months. This book, when you see the book, I think you'll understand why. It's a pretty popular book in the indie sphere, popular series, very popular author. So this book is The Price of Power by Michael Michel. This book speaks to me, I think, because from everything I've heard, the character here, the main character, has some similarities with my main character in my book. So a flawed, unreliable narrator, maybe, dubious in terms of his morals. So, and just, I hear it's just amazing. I hear that this is a fabulous book. So I've wanted to read this for so long, haven't got to it, was able to get copies. So kind for Michael Michel. Thank you, Michael, for getting this copy to me. It is signed. I'm just over the moon with this book. I really, 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 really can't wait to get this book. It is a beautiful book. Yeah, this is my most anticipated read for indie in terms of 2026. So can't wait to check this out. Of course, I want to read all these books. I'm very excited for all these books, but this is probably the one that I'm most stoked to read. Next, and again, the rest is in no order. I mean, I'm equally excited to read all these books. Like I said, it's just that, especially because that book just, The Price of Power speaks to me. So we have another one of my must-buy authors, J.E. Hannaford, Gates of Sorrow, which is the second book in Aurelian Gates, the duology. The first book, Gates of Hope, that was an SPFBO finalist, I believe, in the previous SPFBO. J.E. Hannaford is an amazing author. Again, must-buy for me. Fabulous covers. She is a wonderful person. Have had the pleasure of meeting her as well in Glasgow at Worldcon. This is long overdue getting to this book. I read the first one, loved it. Of course, the first one is very popular, and again was a finalist in Mark Lawrence's self-published fantasy blog lab. This is the second book in the duology, so with that, the series is complete. So I'll also get to knock off series once I finish this book. So, great, fantastic. It's a lot of sci-fi elements here. Awesome characters. And beautiful prose, because J.E. Hannaford knows how to do that extremely well. This is definitely something I'm looking forward to reading. So, Gates of Hope by J.E. Hannaford. And we have another indie author that was so kind to send me their book, A Winnowed Truth by N.R. Gravel. Great cover, fantastic. I wish the glare was as much glare with my lights. I apologize for that, but this is a beautiful book. So this is, I won't read the whole back cover synopsis, but I'll just mention that the top says, Stratos is a realm where the gods are forgotten and the demigods are worshipped in ritual sacrifice. So, sounds like a dark vibe going on there, which obviously I love. I'm looking forward to reading this. Love the cover. Not too big. It's only about 500 pages. So for me, that's a pretty average size fantasy book based on what I prefer to read. So right in my wheelhouse, and looking forward to getting to The Winnowed Truth sometime in the new year. Okay, this one I've had for ages as well, ages and ages. Awesome fellow Rob Duder, R.W. Duder. Met him in person, fellow Canadian. I believe I met him at London Comic Con a few years ago. And we did either a book exchange, I think, or maybe I just bought it outright. I can't remember. In any case, this has been on my shelf for a while. Desolation, it's horror. I'm sure you get the spooky vibe, by the cover with the skull. yeah, beautiful book. I'll just quickly read the back cover synopsis because not too long. So a group of strangers find themselves stranded at a highway rest stop in the worst winter storm any of them ever seen. Travelers are missing. There may be a serial killer amongst them, and now something supernatural is stalking them relentlessly. Before this night is over, this group of people will realize there may be nothing random about their chance encounter, and the spirit stalking them will stop at nothing until it has gotten what it has come for. The answers behind this night will be more horrifying than any of them could ever have imagined. So definitely, you got some horror here, a little bit of fantastical sounds. Awesome. Really need to get this book. It's been on my shelf for way too long. And yes, Alicia said these covers are top tier. Yeah, indie covers, man, they rock. Come on, indie covers rock. So a lot of indie authors, of course, are really investing, if they're able to, in some amazing cover writers, or they're very talented and they do their own covers. So I think that's just a wonderful feature of indie. So yeah, Desolation by R.W. Durer. When I want some horror, that's what I'm going to be reaching for. What do we got next here? This is, oh, sorry, I have to get both of them because they're my fault. I mixed them up. They're part of a series. These were also sent. It was a book exchange with another wonderful indie author. Haven't met them yet, but they're Canadian. They live kind of in the middle of Canada. I'm more on the middle to eastern side. So we haven't met, but hopefully one day we will. Hopefully I'll get to talk to her on my channel. This Trinity Cunningham. These are the first two books in her series. They're absolutely beautiful. Like the covers, again, as Alyssa mentioned, stunning covers. The Guardians of Well-Defier Stone, that's the name of the series. And we have Unbound and Bound. So this is, I'm really looking forward to this. I heard nothing but good things. Saw a couple videos, YouTube videos with Trinity. She seems like an awesome person. I will be definitely getting to these in 2026. I think this is more urban fantasy. I'm not sure, but I really have to check these out. So, but really, very much looking forward to these. One more shot. Unbound and Bound. If I'm mistaken about the type of book and what the book is about, you got to forgive me. A lot of these books I actually don't know a lot about, and that's by design. I want to go in there with no preconceived notions. There's only a couple exceptions because I know the authors and or the series is that hyped up. So, but again, very much looking forward to getting to Trinity's books. Another author I had the privilege of meeting in Worldcon in Seattle this year. Wonderful. She actually had a booth set up there. Heard a lot about her books. Heard they're amazing. Now we're going to the sci-fi milieu. And this is Beta, book one of Apex Cycle by M.T. Zimi. She's fabulous. Again, met her at Worldcon. Really wonderful person. Really excited to read this. Heard nothing but good things. Look at that cover. It gives you that Inception vibe. Yeah, I like this, man. This is awesome. So yeah, this is I'll quickly another very quick, I'll just maybe read the first paragraph of the back cover. Samantha Harvardson is not an Apex. Seriously, she's completely ordinary with a totally normal family that just happens to be moving to the Apex epicenter of the world, the man-made island city of New Delos. Although she thinks her lack of super Apex abilities will keep her out of the limelight, it quickly becomes apparent that the city has different paths, sweeping Samantha up in a world of secret identities and superpowers where anyone, even those closest to her, might be an Apex. So this sounds awesome. Really looking forward to this. Again, another stunning cover. And that is Beta, book one in the Apex cycle. Good, because I don't have a lot of sci-fi on my on this TBR, so it's good to get some of that in there as well. Okay. Their book I've had for ages. Oh my gosh. The Curcilium Tree by Lake and Honeycutt. This book, I believe, is more of the, and again, I could be wrong, I think it's more the fairy tale, fantastical stuff. Again, had this with my shelf for a while. Lakin sounds like an awesome person. I think I've interacted with her a few times briefly in the past. I haven't seen a lot of her recently, but yeah, this looks awesome. I'll quickly read what it's about. I won't read the whole back cover blurb, but again, it says there's a language between words in the forest and sacred places if we can remember how to listen. Separated from her family and her homeland, Maeve Faoli struggles to navigate her new life in the Palace of Light. With the cruelty of her abductors and the lecherous advances of a crown prince lurking around every corner, she longs for freedom and to find her parents. So this sounds awesome. There's more to the back of the blurb, but like I said, just trying to keep this video, and somewhat abbreviated. So yeah, Ursulum Tree, love the cover. It's by Lakin Honeycutt. Okay, a book that a lot of you out here will know, a pretty popular indie book, making the rounds. A lot of people have said good things about this one. The author is just amazing. He's hilarious, great sense of humor, wonderful, warm human being, fantastic fella. You will know him from these corners of the book spaces. It is The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham. I think this is humorous as well. So this is probably something great as a palate cleanser. Probably when I'm, after reading a lot of dark stuff, I'll probably something that I can grab. I'm not really a mood reader, but I do allow for some kind of mood reading within my TBR in terms of like, okay, well, I've read this book and it's, maybe heavier. Maybe I want to pick up something lighter, then go back to the heavier stuff. So this hopefully may be a palate cleanser that I can pick up in between darker reads. So love the cover. It's fantastic. I'll finish the adventure basically. So, and A.R. Witham is an Emmy winner according to the back cover blurb. So that's something I didn't know about him. So, but that's good to know. That's fantastic. Congratulations, A.R. But yeah, that is The Legend of Blackjack. Pretty popular indie book that probably a lot of people have heard about, and I'll be reading that at some point. And Alicia also says that Legend of Blackjack has been heartless for it as well. I don't feel so bad. See, thank you, Alicia. That's, I don't feel so bad. I know I'm not alone with the TBR struggle. You try to get to things, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. But I will get to AR's book this year, God willing. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, very important. Very, very important. Priorities. There's quite a few priorities here. But so the awesome author, Timothy Wolf, he is just a fabulous human. I love Timothy. He's amazing. He is his, and I'm going to mess up the acronym, self-published science fiction novella competition. He's a finalist, basically the novella science fiction version of Spitful kind of thing. His novella, The Whisper That Replaced God, was a finalist. I hear it's amazing. So he has his main series, Legacy of Bulan. I've read the first book. It was such a blast. Like, really awesome. Like, I really enjoyed that. That was a really fun book. It's really fast-paced, really interesting characters, a lot of great, drama. And actually, check out my my 6 Elemental interviews with Timothy on this channel. It was just, he's just such a great guy. Loved hanging out with him. In any case, he was so kind to send me the rest of his series. So I have the next two. Now look at these covers, eh? These are awesome. So Tears of the Maelstrom and Age of Arrogance. So if you get this vibe, there's some pretty messed up gods out there and powerful creatures hanging out in Timothy's series with a lot of snark and a lot of danger. So this is a series that's a priority for me in terms of the indie sphere. Probably maybe top list priority with a couple other indie series that I really want to finish off. So this is again Legacy of Bulan and Tales of the Maelstrom and Age of Arrogance. So gonna get to these this year. Beautiful covers. Thank you so much, Timothy. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Okay, so what do you have next? Another very well-known and popular indie author. I have not gotten to this. I should have. This is another amazing, personality in this space. John A. Douglas, The Black Crown, well-known indie book. Should have gotten to a long time ago. Apologize, John A. You need to get to it. I hope to do it this year. I think it's got orcs by the cover. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to quickly read a bit, not the whole back cover bird, but it says, blistering debut, the Black Crown has everything you want in a hero's journey, dramatic world building, characters to root for, and twists that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It says, and again, I'm just going to read a bit of it. It is the dying days of the Age of Adventures and the Orc Wars that ended. The Crown Pantheon, authoritarian rulers of Allspire, slaughtered the marauding orcs by tens of thousands and returned peace to the continent of Evergrad. But among the many half-orc bastards left in the wake of the war, one was Prince Rhaegoth Brightsorn, son of the notorious warlord Thorgoth, and Serena, queen of Nymeria, the sole human-ruled kingdom. So it sounds like War of Human and Orcs. Seems like the orcs might be the heroes. So yeah, it looks really good and beautiful, stunning cover. So very well-known indie book. Again, the Black Crown. Got to get to this. Long overdue. John A is awesome. So yeah, gonna read this at some point. All right, what do we got? Oh, another palette cleanser because I love his stuff. Have read A Troll Walks into a Bar. This is part of his Sutherland detective novels. It's fantasy crime, urban fantasy crime noir. I think that's how he describes it. So this is the awesome Douglas Lumsden, The Demon's Dagger. Just a novella, really quick. Again, this is something I can knock off in a day easily. So really look forward to this. This is a fabulous, fabulous person. Wonderful gent. Check him, follow him on social media. He's just completely awesome. Really funny. Love the humor in his in The Troll Walks into a Bar, and that whole series sounds like it's going to be awesome when I read all the rest of them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Doug is again brilliant. He's a former professor. So yeah, check out his work. And if you like the urban fantasy stuff, yeah, this is great. Lots of action, lots of humor, and really good stuff. All right, another Purdy series here. We're gonna walk off. So I mentioned in Seattle the awesome Palmer Pickering, who is a brilliant indie author. She has several self-published fantasy blog off semi-finalists. Nods to her credit. She's well known. She's wonderful. She does so much to support the community. She's just absolutely amazing. Check out my 6 Elemental interviews with Palmer. She's brilliant. Got the pleasure of seeing her again in Seattle. Saw her when we first met her in Worldcon in Glasgow the previous year, and was so lucky to pick up these books free in the Freebies Lounge, her Freebies Lounge that she runs. So I could not resist these. First thing I think I went for. So she has a series called Star Children, a sci-fi. Oh, these are so gorgeous, stunning. Look at these. Look at these, man. These are awesome. So Moon Deeds and Starfighters. These are, they're pretty chunky. So I'll have to make sure I got the time set aside for them. But I definitely want to get to these this year. And of course, I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or not. I can't remember. But if it is, then, clearly I'll be picking up the third book as well, or fourth, fifth. If it's not trilogy, that's fine. But I want to get started on this series. Palmer Pickering is just an amazing author. Loved Heliotrope, her novel Heliotrope. I believe that was one of the books that I think I can't remember if I put it forward for a semi-finalist berth in SPFDO when I was a judge for a blog. In any case, she's a great writer, an awesome person, does so much for the community. It's easy to want to give Palmer back some love. So, yep, I'll be getting to her Moon Deed series, God willing, 2026, and those are the covers again. All right, another priority series, and quick, I'm going to put up. Alicia said, "Never heard of any writing of Palmer Pickering." You got to change that, Alicia. She's awesome. Great writer. I know I need to get to her, but I don't know where to start. I would start with Heliotrope. It's a standalone. So it's a chonker, but it's really, I think you'll love it. The characters there, I think that's right up your alley. Heliotrope. It's pretty well known indie book. So yeah, I think I would start there. It's a standalone, so you don't have to invest in the series too. And I think the characterization is just wonderful. It's classic fantasy with an older protagonist that is, yeah. I don't want to say too much, but I would check out Heliotrope if I were you. Okay, so another priority book from another fabulous author that I have so much respect for. I'm so pleased that she's enjoyed my series and written some very wonderful reviews on it. And she's a brilliant author herself. I started reading her other series, I think EPUB, and I really need to buy them physically because I want them for my shelves. I'm behind on that. I have a list of books that I want for my shelves that I haven't bought. Anyways, this is the beginning of her most recent series. Comes highly regarded. I know people like the wonderful Under the Radar Books, a great blogger. He speaks highly of this series as well. And I know that I trust AJ Calvin's writing. She's awesome. So this is Exile, book one of Cain Legacy. Look at that cover, eh? It's beautiful. So indie covers, man, you just can't beat them. So yeah, this is the first book. I'll quickly read a bit from the back cover, not the whole thing. It says Andrew grew up in the royal palace of Novania, the eldest son of the queen. He went on to achieve fame and glory as a renowned soldier and was eventually named commander of the king's army. The kingdom believed he would be named heir to the throne, but he had long known he's ineligible. The king is not his father. Ooh, so we got some palace intrigue there. So I like that. In any case, this is definitely a priority. AJ Calvin's book. I really want to get to this. I also got this as a freebie in Seattle this year in the freebies lounge. I mean, wow, I really lucked out. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting to AJ's book this year. And thank you, AJ, for being a wonderful person. Her and her husband, again, got to meet them, Deb and I, my wife, in Seattle, and it was great getting some time to hang out with them. AJ is just such a phenomenal, brilliant mind and a wonderful person and a great writer. All right, another fabulous and pretty well-known indie author who I've also had the privilege of meeting. Worldcon, man, it's the best. It's the best for that, eh? So met so many awesome people that you interact with on social media, and you get to hang out with them. It's just fabulous. Timothy, you just joined. You must be showing off your books. Okay, just for you, my friend, I will show them again because I had them up. I already noted that I really planned. These are a big priority for me, and you were generous enough to send them to me. The priority for this year. So don't know if you caught that, but there you go. Show it again because you're too good not to do that. Happy Wednesday to you too. And you joined the right time. Yeah, Exile's amazing. Okay, well I trust you. I mean, yeah, AJ Calvin is fantastic. So definitely looking forward to reading that. So I talked about Timothy series already. The other series I talked about priority was the Star Children by Palmer Pickering, and this is another priority series that I read the novella. Absolutely amazing. Really excited for the series. Again, the author was so generous in sending me the books in the series. I mean, the indie world, man, they're just you can't believe it sometimes, right? But he is wonderful and a wonderful person as well. Again, read his novella Night of the Moon, was blown away. It was awesome. And he was kind enough to send me the whole series. There you go. The Dance of Light by Greg Contaxis. So look at these covers, man. These are awesome. Like fabulous covers. Really going to prioritize this series. This might be one of the first series along with Timothy's and Palmer's that I read this, in the new year. So heard nothing but good things. And based on the novella, I'm sure I'm in for a fabulous time. Love these covers. I mean, again, I'm gonna show them off. They're chonkers, but you know me, I love my chonky ones. So I'm gonna get to this as soon as I can. I understand this is very, very classical fantasy and dark. Because the novella certainly was dark, but awesome. So I'm really excited to read these in the future. And again, this is Gregory Contaxis, who's a wonderful gentleman. And these are the books in the Dance of Light series. Pretty well-known indie series. that I'll be getting to. Oh, dude, you don't have to apologize. Meetings today. I'm always happy to see you when you show up, man. So obviously no obligation, but yeah, I'm always so happy to see you when you show up. Alicia says, yeah, added so many books to TBR from this live. That's good. I'm sorry, not sorry, Alicia. I'm glad that hopefully I can help break your TBR. That's what I'm here for. So, all right. Some more books. We're more than halfway through. We're really getting down to the nitty gritty now. We have now. I read book one. Book one was fantastic. Book two. This is a fellow Canadian author. I first met him at some local Comic Cons. We did a book exchange. He's a great fella. We've gone on each other's channels. Check out his Six Elemental interviews. Jason Shannon on my channel, and also he was kind enough to do some deep dives into interviewing about the first two books in my series. So Jason Shannon, Volume 2 of The Hounds of Herujan. She's a chunky one, but wow, like this is amazing. So this is inspired by real history, the history of the Mongols, and the marauding Mongols, but it's a done up version. In terms of it's set in a future setting, but in an alternate history. So this is amazing, man. Great action scenes, awesome characters. The world building is stupendous. So yeah, she's a chunker, but Jason Chen, the research he does for these, it's just the copious research is just phenomenal, and just brings that sense of authenticity that, it just blows me away. So, I'm a world building geek. So yeah, this is great stuff. And of course, awesome covers. Hounds of Herujan. There's Jason on the back. This is volume 2, read volume 1. So this will complete the series, I think, up to date. I believe there's more volumes planned, but I'll be caught up with the Hounds of Herujan if I read this in 2026, which is my goal. Another fabulous fella I got to meet at Worldcon. Very well-known author and a personality. Oh man, this is another one I really want to get to. Sean Speakman, The King Killing Queen. What a title, eh? That's quite the title. Got some great endorsements from Robin Hobb, who says the story moves swiftly and strongly with a heroine who does not flinch and a plot that doesn't let up. It's got endorsements from Jacqueline Carey, Annis Bismarck, one of my favorite authors, famous Grindark author, Wesley Chu, and Terry Brooks. So they all have, they've all given a cover burst. So I'm feeling this is a pretty damn good book. And it's not very big. Something I could probably polish off in a couple days. So if not a day. So this King Killing Queen, really looking forward to it. Don't know anything about it really, but sounds fabulous. Love the cover. Sorry, you have a female, looks like a knight or queen, I presume queen, in beautiful armor with the stained glass. And this Tamora Pierce, another famous author, did the front cover quote. So edge of your seat storytelling. I get the sense from meeting Sean that this is fast paced and just, kick-ass battle scenes. That's the vibe I'm getting. So, and of course the title, King Killing Queen. So another one I'll be reading this year. Okay. So now, these, is it 2? Where are, maybe I messed things up here. I might have messed things up, so forgive me. Okay, so, and Timothy says, damn, yeah, you got Robin Hobb as a quote. That's a pretty big accomplishment. So, I think, it's safe to say, I think Sean's got something going on there. So, I'm looking forward to reading that. And I have to read Robin Hobb. I really have. I started reading Assassin's Creed years ago and never really finished. This was like eons ago. I'm old. So, but I definitely have to pick up Hobb again. I think I'm going to start with her, The Trader Ship. I think that's the name of the series. I think that sounds the most up my alley when I do get to her, but that probably won't be even this year because of, as you can see, I got all these books to read. So, that is an accomplishment, Tinty. Okay, so I have a dear friend that I worked with years ago. We reconnected, worked with her and her husband. Awesome. We reconnected, my wife and I, with her. Found out she was an author. She found out I'm an author. We did a book exchange. I still haven't got your books. This is like it's shameful. I feel horrible, and I'm going to apologize to her after I finally do read her books, which I am to this year. Sari Morin. Looks like I think they were more like vampire, werewolf, urban fantasy. Looks really cool with a dash of romance. So the books are Darkness Embraced and Darkness Revenge. So look at those cool covers, eh? Yeah, getting the vampire werewolf vibe, like urban fantasy, probably similar to Doug Lumsden's. I'll just read a bit of the back cover blurb. This one for Darkness Embraced. Private investigator Josephine McLeod has just suffered the mysterious accidental death of her husband. Despite the accidental ruling, her investigative skills point to something much more devious, and she refuses to stop until she finds the truth, which is how she makes the acquaintance of Donovan O'Hara and Corin O'Leary. Donovan's a cop who knows the world is more than it seems. Hiding from the universe are paranormal creatures known as vampires. So, yeah, that is the vibe. I'm looking forward to reading this. Probably a lot of fun. And again, beautiful covers. And Sari Morin is a friend of mine. I so should have gotten to this a long time ago. But 2026, hope springs eternal, right? Okay. We're really getting down to... Okay, so another series. I started the first book, loved it, never got back. Another popular person in the indie space, Heather Lynn. She's wonderful. It's historical fiction, historical fantasy, time travel, romance, really great characters. Her Skywatcher series. The second book, A Shadow in Time, another stunning cover. If you look at that. And yeah, this is awesome. I really want to get to this relatively soon because I believe the series is finished now. So this is something I can complete in the next few years. Get to the rest of the series. Not too big, but yeah, really compelling drama, time travel. Yeah, I love this stuff. So Skywatcher, A Shadow in Time by Heather Lynn. I will definitely be getting to this in 2026. God willing. Yeah, the cover was beautiful. Yeah. And Alicia said about Sean Speakman's book, I believe. Yeah, Dora Pierce, one of her favorites. I mean, yeah. That's yes, those are some pretty big endorsements that Sean has received. Okay, this one. Shameful that I haven't finished the series. So, Trudy Skies, her main series of the 13th Hour. The name escapes me. She's a brilliant author, wonderful person. Got to meet Trudy in Glasgow, Worldcon. She's amazing. It's just so fabulous to meet her. She was kind enough to get me her novella and sign it. Trudy's wonderful. In Glasgow. That's her. The cover. That's the book part. And yeah, that's one of her crew gods in the book in the main series. Yeah, it's a great book cover. So the artwork is fabulous. So yeah, the Cruel Gods is a series, and the 13th Hour is the book that I read. That was an SBFBO finalist, I believe. Amazing book. Should have come back to the series, didn't. But with the novella, this is something to knock off in an hour or so. Looks like, and it'll bring me back to that world and get me restarted, rejuvenated. I think to pick up the rest of the series. So this is entitled Tales from Across the Domain. Yeah, great stuff. Portals, different worlds. It's just fabulous. Well, her series is pretty well known, so you may a lot of you out there may already have read it. And this is Tales Across the Domain, little novella that I should be able to knock off rather quickly, bolster my reading stats. All right, another fabulous Canadian author that I had the privilege of meeting in Seattle. His books are extremely high priority because I'm interviewing him early next year on my channel for 6 Elemental Interviews. So I will definitely be getting his books very soon, or else I'm a bad boy. So these are part of the Last Ballad series. So this is book 1 of the main series, Memory of Song. Great cover by Scott Palmer. Great cover. And then this is a novella in the series, Sound of Starfall. Another awesome cover. So yeah, don't know much about them. I know that it's high fantasy. So really looking forward to this. This has been picking up some steam in terms of people talking about Scott and his series. So get kind of popular. See him in a couple of booktube interviews. So sounds like good stuff. I'll quickly read a bit from the blurb, not the whole thing, but it says from the back of Memory of Song. Says, in a dying land, the armies of the dead, ooh, zombies, hold sway, and those who rule them are more god than human. James Caldane, the last heir of the Northern Throne, was just a young man when the armies of the South murdered his parents and subjugated his lands. He's never forgotten those responsible, nor has he forgiven. He spent the last 10 years living in isolation with the Feldara, a sacred northern clan of fierce warriors led by the fearless Wolfie, who, still reading from the loss of her own children, finds new meaning in protecting what only family she has left. So this sounds awesome. Revenge, zombies, clans like this. Yeah, this is right up my alley. So not sure if I'll be able to get to both before I interview Scott. Definitely get to the novella. I mean, that's, I don't know if you know that that's an hour, but probably really intense. So yeah. So it's the Last Ballad series by Scott Palmer, brilliant Canadian author. You probably heard of him because, again, I've been hearing more and more about his books as being fabulous. And I'll be getting to these, at least one of them really early, like in the next month or so, because I'll be interviewing him in the new year. So probably one of the first books I read in 2026. Okay, now another book that I am so ashamed that I have not gotten to, that I believe the author gave to me. It has become very popular. I don't read a lot of this type of book. I believe it's like progression fantasy type of thing. But I think it's been picked up traditionally. Teo Wong, the author, has done a lot of great stuff in the community, and he's like in terms of giving advice to authors and stuff. And I believe this was picked up traditionally. And if it has, kudos if I'm correct in that. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, congratulations for him. This is the first step, book 1 in 1,000 Li. Clearly, you got the vibe from the cover, and it is a beautiful cover. I really don't know much about this series, but it says, and I'll read part of the blurb. The first step is the first novel in the 1,000 Li series, a book on cultivation, immortals, wondrous martial arts styles, and spirit beasts, and will be loved by wuxia fans. The first step is written by Teo Wong, the best-selling sci-fi and fantasy lit RPG author of The System Apocalypse, Adventures on Brad, and The Hidden Wishes. So Tales has been popular for a while. Again, does a lot of great stuff in the community to support and promote and help give advice to indie authors. And I think, again, this was picked up traditionally. And if it was, congratulations. I apologize. I'm not sure, but I think that was the rumor I heard. Looking forward to getting to this. Again, I don't read much of this type of book, but actually some really, like the print's really big. So actually, it might be something I'd read through a lot faster. It's like large print. So even though it's like 500 pages, the print's so big, it may only be a couple of days that I can knock this off. So again, 1,000 Li, the first step by Teo Wong. All right, look at this. We got 4 books left. And they're not that big. So I think these definitely will be something that gets read. We have my good friend, Edie Bell, who is associated with Atlas Arts Publishing Company. They're her own, which I think it's partnership with a couple people. She recommended this one to me. I think I picked it up. I think I bought it from her. This is, it looks like African-inspired, one of our authors, Cheryl S. Nutumi. Songs of Shadows. Looks awesome. Right? Love that cover. That's a radical cover, man. That's rad. That's awesome. So sorry about the glare. Songs for Shadows. Quickly, it says, set in the COT universe and tightly packed with rich world building. Songs for the Shadows, crafted in beautiful prose and depth, mediating on silence and sound and song as powerful cultural entities, a magic system of sound excavation and the folding manipulation of time, the blooming away. And this is by, that's an endorsement quote from Tholoto Tasami, Kane Prize finalist and author of Womb City. So I'll also read quickly the back cover. It's very short because, this book is probably one that needs a bit more love. Your feelings of no consequence. Shadari has escaped her past, her dreams now in reach, an excavator of the valuable old sounds of Orono Rin. She steals tiny unheard fragments of the sacred songs to erase the painful echo of her home planet. In One Rebellion Too Far, she sets up a chain of events that severs her from time itself, forcing her without another way forward to face her past. Well, this sounds awesome. Science fiction novella. It's like great system, great role building systems with sound, stealing sound, maybe a bit of a heist thing going on here. Yeah, sounds awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Songs of the Shadows. Finally, we have a friend of actually met him through my wife, who's a friend of hers. Another fellow law enforcement officer. He's turned author. He's written a great fantasy book, I understand, involving a central female character, LGBTQ character with mental health, and mental health's a big focus in the book. Beautiful cover. It is Broken in the Oathtaker series by J.B. Knowles. Love the cover. It's gorgeous. Looking forward to checking this out. Met JB at Comic-Con. He's an amazing fellow. Got to hang out with him for a while. He's just wonderful. So really looking forward to this. I will definitely be reading this early because he's another author I'll be interviewing early in 2026 on 6 Elemental Interviews. So quickly, I'll just give a little back over here. It says, after countless battles as an oath taker, Katya is about to face her hardest fight, one for her mind and soul. Katya Greenleaf has given herself over to the thrill of combat countless times during her years as an oathbreaker. Alongside her mentor Shira, she sought out evil pirates, slavers, dark mages, and demon hordes. Despite her mother's best efforts, she has no desire to settle for the traditional elven life and family. So she's an elf too. Wow, this sounds awesome. A little bit of gladiator ring fighting going on. This sounds like a kick-ass main character. So yeah, really looking forward to this. We'll be interviewing JB early in the new year, so check that out when it happens, and I'll obviously have something to say by then about Broken, but it sounds fabulous. Last two. This one, another author that was kind enough to send me a copy of their book. I think we did a book exchange. S.W. Champagne, Beyond the Darkness. Looks like a wonderful book. Believe it is more on the sci-fi end. Quickly, I'll read the back cover. Cynthia Johnson wakes up in a body she doesn't recognize with power she cannot control, and a shadow organization always one step ahead of her at every twist and turn. So yeah, I won't read the whole thing, but yeah, definitely that's the vibe there. So love the cover. Sounds really interesting. Great to add some sci-fi reads to my indie TBR. So we get into this sometime in 2026. And the final book. Don't know much about this one. Definitely fantasy. Heard positive things from a few authors that I know. It's called The Light from Below by Chatham Thomas. Don't believe I've interacted much with Chatham on social media. However, I heard really good things. And I'll quickly read a bit of this back cover. The Lord of Vavexel's son, Helion, has been plagued with terrifying dreams of a monster invasion, which no one, not even his father, believed to be credible. When these dreams prove true, it falls to 3 of the Lord's former colleagues, a trio of mercenaries known as the Storm Main, to keep the nation safe. So yeah, sounds like this is going to be a good vibe, camaraderie, heroism. Really looking forward to this. Checking this out at some point. And again, it is, and there's shadow of that. It's called A Light Below. Don't know much about it, but sounds awesome from the back cover blurb. Whew! So that took longer than I thought, almost an hour. So, and whereas my trad list was only half an hour to pump this out in terms of video. But yeah, that's a lot of books. So I think it's about 32, 33 books. So those are my indie reads planned for 2026. Science fiction. It doesn't include my ARCs, electronic ARCs that I have from other authors. Another, 10 to 15 of those. And I'm really going to stop, taking the ARCs except for certain ones now, because I really want to get through. People have been so kind to send me, ARCs, and I need to read them and get to them and hopefully pump out some reviews and or interviews the authors or both. So combined with that big list of books, that all those books you saw, about 30 plus, and my traditionally published science fiction fantasy books, which are close to 13 or so, and all my ARCs, that will form the totality of my my planned reading for 2026. That's still a lot. It's still at least 50 to 70 books, depending on, again, the arcs, because obviously there are times where I will take on more on occasion. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of books. So hopefully I can get through them all. I'm determined. So that's the plan. Of course, that's, around my regular full-time job and my own writing and everything else, right? So we're all busy. I'm not making excuses, but hopefully I can get to some of these books, especially the ones that I have not gotten to, and they've been on my shelf for a while. So that is my indie / self-pub / small press science fiction and fantasy physical books TBR. For the awesome Timothy Wolf and Alicia, thanks so much for coming out. I love doing these spontaneous live things. Whoever shows up, and just something else to check out if you're bored, you got nothing to do. At the time to watch some YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in the chat and participating. Always great to see both of you. You're both wonderful. I love you both, and thank you to everyone who will be on Team Replay. And I'll post this on social media in a bit. And and I'll tag as many authors as I can that are on platforms like X. The fact that I posted it, and you can share that with whoever you want, obviously. And hopefully I get to be reading your books and making some reviews and or interviewing you or commenting about your books. So, but just know that that is an amazing bunch of books that I have in store. So I'm really excited for it. So thanks so much again for tuning in, you two, Alicia and Timothy, and for everyone else who watches this later, thanks again, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye now.